Good morning. We're here today with Jamie Burnham.
Not Jimmy, Jamie.
Jamie. And to discuss the episode that led to his injuries and the fact that he's a member here at SteppingStones today.
Okay.
Jamie, will you tell us a little bit about your background, where you went to high school, how old you were when the accident occurred?
Okay, yes. I went to high school, South Gwinnett High School was in Snellville, Georgia. And that was, hold on, Mom, tell.
1988.
88.
Okay.
So, and next question, Paul.
Where did you go after high school? You went to college. Which college were you at?
Norwich.
Norwich University?
Northfield, Vermont, yes.
And that's when the accident occurred, is that correct?
Yes.
Could you give us the background behind the accident, the day it occurred, the events leading up to it?
That's a question, Paul. I think it was on a Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday, and I don't want to read that board. It's like,
what occurred on the Wednesday? Well, tell me the facts around the accident itself.
It's a tough question, Paul.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Don't start. Well,
You probably don't remember.
come on, Mom. You give us a little help.
Would you like your mom to help out with the...
To interrupt.
Okay, feel free to do that.
Feel free to get involved.
Right. You were in a car accident,
Yes.
and they took you to the emergency room.
Yes. And they misintubated me.
Right.
So, Mom,
You went into a coma.
oh, that was not good.
How long were you in the coma, Jamie?
I don't know. Mom,
About a year.
1
A
year.
year. Okay. Long time. More than most people who are here.
More than most people. More than most people have been through. A longer time than most people have been through. Okay, Paul, next question.
What's life after you came out of the coma?
Yes.
What was your immediate reaction or your long-term perspective? What occurred when you came out of the coma? Confusion? Were you...
I was just pretty glad to be out of that coma. I felt like the situation was pretty hopeful.
Had your speech, was the speech affected? Were you able to speak clearly at that time or just gradually begin to speak?
I speak a little more clearly than before. So now I am today. I don't know where the mic is. It's up here somewhere. Plus I got you. I got everyone listening. See, I don't want to say anything a little bit different.
How did you feel when you came out of the coma itself? How did you react?
Well, to be honest with you, Paul, I just felt a little more relieved. Like things were going my way. Things were going gradually in the right direction.
Do you recall anything when you were in a coma? Do you recall hearing voices, dreaming, being able to know where you were, or were you just totally out of it?
Totally. I forgot. I was out of it. I was in another world. See, and she's like, "What are you doing, agreeing?"
I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Oh, see, she knows what I'm talking. She knows what I'm referring to.
What about after you came out of the coma?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how life was for you at that time, for that next 6 months. Were you in a hospital all the time? Did you go home, rehab? What was how did life evolve for you?
Well, it was kind of like going back to the beginning and starting over.
Okay.
And any more questions, Paul?
Was speech difficult for you to remember how to speak words or sentences? Was that hard for you to do, or did it come back very naturally?
It came back pretty good.
Very good.
Pretty good. Not very good, pretty good.
Were you in any pain at all?
None, zero.
Zero pain.
I was paying. It was good. Life was good.
How about your emotions overall? Were you depressed? Were you surprised? Were you confused?
No, I was just pretty happy.
To be alive.
It was I used to wake up and think, well, it's a new day. Let's make the best of it.
So your personality really dominated your emotions at the time, right?
Pretty much, Paul.
You're always
pretty
happy-go-lucky person you are today.
I'm always in a good mood.
Now, what type of challenges, what's life been like since the accident? The accident was how many years ago at this point for you? 20 years ago? 15 years ago?
Excuse me, running by her, showing me.
It was 15 years.
About
15.
15 years ago. So you've been, how's been life for you for the last 15 years? Do you feel you've missed things? You feel you're participating in life as
Paul,
it comes along?
Paul, to be honest with you, it's been good.
Very good.
I haven't had any problems. She's like, I like to see a little something. I like to see you do something.
When you think about what your life was
question.
like before,
Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
thank you. What your life was like before this injury.
Yes.
You went to high school. You were in college.
Yeah.
What were some things that changed after your injury? Things that maybe you did before, now you had to look at them in a different way, or things you couldn't do, things that you could do better.
Hard question.
Yeah.
Were you mad at any time in your life? Were you angry at life in general?
No. To be honest with you, Paul, I've always been happy and glad and looking forward to the future.
Why do you think you've always been happy versus being angry or mad or sorry that you have not been led a full life at this point from your point of view? But why do you think that occurred, that you're such a happy person?
The circumstances, the way life has been, haven't had any problems, so it's easy to just kind of look forward a little and just kind of prepare for the future.
Currently, you still live at home, is that correct?
Yes.
How do you think your family has reacted to the life you live now? Your mother, your father,
My sister.
your sister, have they been?
Listen, to be honest with you, Paul, they have recovered. They've kind of dealt with it pretty well.
Have they made a lot of sacrifices to help you out, to make your life as comfortable as possible?
Oh, that's a hard question.
From your point of view, Jamie, yes.
Yes, they have. They've been good.
Could you drive before? Did you drive a car?
Yes, my driving ability hasn't really changed. It's just kind of stayed the same.
Has spirituality played a bigger role in your life in the last 15 years? Did you feel your emotions have been involved with God, or whatever the definition of God is for you and your family? Do you feel that's played an important role in your life?
Hold on, Paul.
Just in the last 15 years, since the accident.
Yes.
It has been or has not been?
Has.
Okay.
Has been pretty good.
Most of been part of your life, all your life.
Oh yeah, listen, Paul, hasn't really changed. It's kind of like stayed the same over the years. How about you? She's like,
Doesn't really matter.
saying what's up in the air.
Oh, we're really trying to ask
Talk about
you about your
Oh,
life.
You're trying to talk to me.
Correct.
To me.
What do you think? What do you want to do now with your life? Your late 20s, is that correct? About 28, 29, 30?
34.
30. Go, man.
34.
Your hair's not gray yet, however.
Still brown.
What do you what would you like to do in the next 10 years? If you had the whole life, just next 10 years, between now and 40 years old. Are there any plans that you really take one day at a time, whatever occurs, or do you have plans that you're working toward?
Well, that's a tough question, Paul. I want to be a lawyer, so I go to law school. And, just kind of like trying to plan my future.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty difficult. How about you?
It's all about you, Jamie.
Ah, Mom!
Are you taking any steps to work toward that goal? Are you going to school part-time or taking a course right now at higher university level?
I've already been to college, so I don't need to go back.
But I'm talking about law school. Are you taking like pre-law or paralegal courses, anything of that nature?
Nothing of that
Okay.
nature.
Did you finish college after your injury?
After my accident, college kind of passed. And just went right to the end, graduated, here I am today. But see, I wonder if I have any questions for you.
I'm not the one being.
Interviewed. Okay, so I should just, to Paul.
Do you have any areas of law that you have particular interest in, whether it be civil law, legality issues or divorce law or whatever the case may be, contract law?
I'm just a lawyer
Okay. General lawyer.
for criminal things.
Okay.
But see, I don't think you're gonna get any trouble, so don't bother. You can't overhear it, but you don't have to concentrate that hard.
Becoming a lawyer would take about, at this point, at least 3 or 4 years on full-time study.
Hey,
4 years.
yes.
And the New Hampshire law boards certainly hard to get through. But, so, do you plan on applying to Franklin Pierce College or going to other law schools that you may have an interest in?
Tough question. What about Mom?
Well,
No.
Help me out.
how about
Jenny.
we steer away a little bit from that, and can we talk about the wheelchair or the electric?
In this vehicle, yeah, well, it's like something I get used to. I get considered to deal with it my whole life.
So you didn't have this before your
I
accident?
no. It's kind of these little white things, really.
So that was a big change.
Yes.
A frequent problem that a lot of people have talked about in the past,
Yes.
members who are SteppingStone,
Yes.
have talked about the world they live in is not geared to disability issues. If you found the world we live in, the obstacles hard to overcome, chairs, stairs,
Paul, to be honest with you, it's just a change.
and you've adjusted to that very well.
Yes, thank you. For heck, why not?
Are you envious of people who can run track, for example, or be in Olympics, or be people who are just mobile, much more mobile?
Well, as the people like that can run track, I'm a little jealous of. They just run. See me? At least not now.
On the way here today, for example,
Yes, Paul.
I stopped on the road to
Yes.
let some people go by.
Yes.
They were very normal people walking on the road,
Yeah.
and they had to stop traffic, and they walked through. And
Right.
as you may know, Lee comes with me. Lee does not walk very well at all, very slowly.
Yes.
And he has trouble walking. And
Right.
he told us in the car that he was very troubled by the fact that he could not walk across the road in that way. That would be not impossible for him
That would not be right.
to be able to do. Would things like that bother you at all? Do they? You just don't do it, and that's not a big deal for you, or just do you ever get mad at that issue? Do you ever get troubled by that?
To be honest and tell you the truth, Paul, I had any problems with it. Yeah, so I just don't think about that.
You seem to be very well adjusted to your circumstances, Jamie.
Thank you,
What
Paul.
do you attribute that to? Your family, your mother, your father, your all of them?
Oh, well, my family's good to me. So they're a good little group of people to lean on when you're not sure.
Do you lean on them a lot for emotional help or physical help?
Just sometimes.
Just once in a while.
Now and then. See, when I run these questions by you because you're not being interviewed, I am.
Now, I know it's been at least 15 years since your accident.
Yes.
What steps have you taken to make your life more comfortable? What's different about your life than it may have been without an accident?
I tell you, Paul, that is a pretty tough, hard question. I can't really answer it. I'm not sure.
Because most of your adult life has been the way you are right now. Is that correct? So this is normal for you.
It's kind of just the basics.
If you could change 2 or 3 things today,
What would they be?
what do you think they'd be?
Okay. Well, the number one thing I like to change by the way things are is I just like to be able to walk. Just be able to get up and go someplace that I like to go. But see, she's like agreeing with every word out of my mouth, aren't you? Answer the question. Oh, see, she's like,
That's pretty good. I mean, that's a,
pretty. It's always a challenge, still an honest answer.
Do you think you'll ever be able to walk again, Jamie? Are you aware that, is there any possibility you may 10 years from now be able to walk gradually or freely?
I'll tell you what, Paul, to tell the truth and be honest with you, it's going to take a little practice.
But do you think science will improve to the level that will change enough that your disabilities will be overcome?
I hope so.
Do you have hope that you'll be able to walk in the future? Is that part of your thought process currently, right now?
No, not really. I'm just
Okay.
I just kind of sad that I'm going to be in this chair for a long time. Things aren't going to really change, so I think that they will. So hoping for the best, and that's complete nonsense.
People have to certainly, today you deal with all types of people. Do you find any people who don't treat you fairly? Do you find people who get irritated by your disability to be able to move around freely? Do you ever, people don't get mad at you for inability to freely move around or things of that nature?
what about communication? How do you feel when you're interacting with other people? Are there challenges that you face?
Tough question. Well, not really. It just seems pretty. So every day is a different normal day.
Do different people, older people, younger people, would you characterize them as treating you differently from the others? Young people may associate with because you're young, may associate with you as an individual. Do you find older people feel sorry for you or just treat you as a normal person?
Well, see, to tell you the truth, excuse me, Paul, tell you the truth, older people just don't seem to really understand as much as people my own age.
That's really what I was asking.
Okay, so that comes right down to it.
So you have a lot more in common with people roughly your own age level. Is that correct? Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
What about here at SteppingStones?
Ooh, tough question. But it doesn't really matter whether people are my own age. It just seems like people that are more on my level. Seeing LA is this girl's over here trying to chew her gum.
Nodding away, I'm sorry.
Well, she's really trying to pay attention.
Today we are here in Portsmouth.
Yes.
Having this discussion.
This conversation.
Exactly. If you could change things in your life currently, what 2 or 3 things would you possibly try to change?
Ooh.
From where life is today for you? Would you want to change things? Are you happy the way things are? You think you're okay with you adjust the situation?
To be honest,
or do you really want to make life different?
Paul, to be honest with you, I just might as well just keep things the way they are. And tell you what, Paul, that's a tough question. And you know what's so funny? Is that she's not saying much. I know what she's doing.
She's a mysterious woman.
She's just listening.
Jamie, one of the things I've learned in life, don't try to figure women out. Just enjoy their smiles.
Or just appreciate them for who they are.
Can you talk a little bit more about SteppingStones? What it's like for you? What it adds to your life? What brings to your life?
Well, this is kind of like a club. You get used to it after you've been there a while. And this is a good place to be.
You think there's anything different about people who are here versus people who are not members themselves?
Well, people that are members you can really, you're more on their level, so you can really communicate to get things across, and you're not saying much.
I'm listening.
Oh, she's listening. Any questions?
Keep going with what you were saying about people at SteppingStones.
Oh, well, see, Paul's too busy trying to read the board. The people standing down just like a board to walk on.
Jamie, what do you like about SteppingStones?
Tough question. I guess I watch out for the cord.
Just over too far.
Okay, I know.
What's your favorite thing about SteppingStones?
Well, the conversations that we have and keep, and the stuff we do.
Mm-hmm. What's the stuff that you do?
Oh, she got me with this question. You find the humor in that, don't you?
What do you enjoy about coming here? You come here most days. You've been coming here for several years.
Well, to tell the truth, Paul, I come here 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I meet nice people like this one. You know, you kind of embarrassed you a little, didn't I? She's like kind of a little chuckle icon there.
So there's people here that
I can relate to a little bit more than others.
What would you do if you didn't come to SteppingStones?
Mom? It's a tough question. I'm just buying the time in other ways.
The days you don't come here, what type of, you go to movies, go shopping, just take rides? What do you do on days you're not here?
Tough. Probably go to the store, do some shopping, and
Ride around.
running by my mom, she knows.
Listen to the radio.
Do you watch a lot of TV? Oprah?
Is that true, Paul?
I'm asking you.
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
All these people, they seem to be having so much fun over there. Laughing and chuckling.
we're having fun over here.
Well, this interview is kind of boring after a while.
Well, what else do you want to share? What do you think about all this?
Well, it's pretty. Tell you the truth, it's just pretty complex. I mean, well, Mom, why are you?
Oh, you heard me, huh?
Yeah, she always signs.
Jamie, is it hard to have the focus put on you?
It's just a little difficult.
Mm-hmm. Are you finding it hard to know what to say?
Well, it makes me think.
Is that hard?
No,
Okay.
it's just not hard and Mom. It's just a little different.
Putting a lot of demands on you right now.
That's right, exactly.
Lots of pressure.
Feels like I'm the center of attention.
You are.
You can only have somebody who's very well adjusted, who's always in a positive mood, always talking positively about people around them. You really are uncomfortable about being the center of attention.
Excuse me, Paul. I'm really on a good level. Good level, Paul?
He's trying to get feedback from you, Paul.
I want to know if I'm at a good level, Paul.
Well, probably it's hard for me to guess, or for me to evaluate.
It's
but
hard.
I think
Excuse
you're
me.
very well evaluated. You're very well adjusted to your whole environment. I think you're very comfortable, more than most people are.
Thank you. Thank you. She's over there agreeing with
I
you.
agree.
Yeah, because if I were in your case, I'd be mad at the world. I'd wish other things had changed. But you just have made the adjustments very well, and just you accepted the saying, "We're not who we were, but
So
be who you are."
are.
You are doing that very well,
You said it
more
very
than most
nicely.
people are.
Some people.
Thank you. You know what? The motto I go by? Life is good.
Life is good. Certainly is good for you, Jamie. Here we are today with Jamie Burnham. Life is very comfortable. Life is very good for him, and good luck in the future.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.